Man, what's up, all my soul jive? Today and tonight has been very interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, I could be going live for this on some like Instagram or something. I don't think it'll make a difference on my view count, so I'm gonna just pre-record it. I'm at a point right now with this whole Drake Kendrick thing. Let me start off by prefacing this. I have been like a very, I would say, solid Kendrick fan. I grew up on Drake in the sense that like when I was like a preteen, that's when he was coming out and it was popular, like, to do shit that other people liked around that time. I mean, I haven't listened to him since then. But outside of that, and I really haven't kept up with anything in the sphere of what he's done. So let me preface you by saying that. So with that being said, this is from the point of view of somebody who is a solid Kendrick fan. But outside of that, I used to be into music myself, making it a little bit. And over time, I just like I find myself to be a music connoisseur, and that's what made me like music because I listened to it so much growing up, and it influenced you in certain ways. But with that being said, I found myself, seeing the music industry in a very interesting way as I became more of an adult. And like, it's not even from the point of view of, oh my God, I've seen all these dark videos on the internet. No, it's just common sense. Like, once you understand the like life and like the priorities in life, and then you see where music goes in there, everything starts to make sense. Like, if you really living in a very sensible mind and you're not sensationalizing everything, then you will understand that music is placed in a like it has a priority in life, yeah, but it's not on a high priority. Entertainment is not on a high priority in life, like how water and food and like the need to feel like you have a shelter you can rely on and all the other type of stuff. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say that I'm not on this other YouTube reactionary shit, and that's why I'm making this video tonight. Like it's been very disheartening these last couple days, ever since Kendrick Lamar dropped, that Meet the Ground shit, right? Okay. Let me like tell you the perspective that I have with this. Leading up to this, like the last couple weeks, people have been egging on Kendrick Lamar, like, oh my God, bro, like Kendrick, when you gonna drop? And even me as a Kendrick fan, like after uh Drake did all that Taylor made shit and all the Tupac shit and all that other shit, you know, I was like, bro, like this man is losing my respect as a fan because I don't know why he's taking him so long. Like at the end of the day, you seen what happened with Cole and shit. So I don't think he's gonna take that route. And I know he in the studio working, but it's kind of making me like feel a certain way because over time I've been disappointed as a music fan. I like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and I like other musicians and rappers and shit nowadays. But don't get me wrong. So, but at the same time, I'll be disappointed with most of the music I hear. With the way that I guess it's reviewed, either it's very sensationalized, people go crazy over basic shit, or they end up just like saying some shit is mid, even though it can be profound. So at the end of the day, I just been like really like, okay, like if Kendrick drops some shit, it's probably gonna be some like either de-escalatory shit or some other shit. But no, like in this reference, bro, I'm really starting to feel like there's some reality to the world now. Like with the Cat Williams shit, yeah. With the Kendrick Lamar shit, yeah. It's funny that, people who are in the conspiracy theory movement, people who are famous, they'll start off by siphoning energy from us. Like they'll siphon energy from people who are what they call quote unquote truth seekers. And they'll say and they'll put gems inside the music to basically like let people know like either I'm with the Illuminati or I'm with the truth seekers or I'm with the people who are like going into this trying to like infiltrate and see if I can like make an impact in a positive way. With that being said, I don't really like appoint people that I let people prove themselves to do that. And there's not a lot of ways you can do that in the entertainment industry because like I said, it's a very filthy industry because of the prioritization level that it's at. Like it can make you like it's make you feel important, but it's not you're not important enough to actually be taken serious. And that's what this whole like stage of this whole beef has been teaching me. Like right now, I'm trying to stay on the lookout for if Kendrick Lamar decides to react tonight. But it's May the 6th, a couple days from my birthday, Uh and Drake decided to drop some shit. And I'm really okay. They even got my boy Club Shay Shay and Ocho responding to that shit. We might watch this, right? We might watch it. But I want to give y'all my breakdown up first. As an example, everybody who I've been watching, like, do their reaction to this shit, they have been very neutral on it. And I just find it so interesting the stages of how everything went. At first, everybody was like, why Kendrick can't respond and why Kendrick can't respond, and then he respond with the euphoria shit. And then everybody like had they like opinion on that, like, okay, this is real beef, this is a real battle. Like we still live in a reality of like a paradigm of where this is a friendly bout and this is about rap music and that people don't really hate each other. We know we got like prearranged beefs and shit. So we thinking it's maybe some people thinking it's a prearranged beef. Some people thinking like, okay, maybe this industry shit where one side of the industry don't like the other. Some people thinking like, oh my God, like this nigga Kendrick just don't like other people comparing him to them. And then I think it's a combination of all that shit, yeah. But at the end of the day, I think most of all, it is truly like a paradigm shift of people understanding like there is a subtle difference between the choices you make in entertainment. There's a very subtle difference, and you have to choose that. You have to make that choice. People are making that. People are slowly coming to that realization, but the reaction channels they trying to be neutral to make money off of it. And they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that the reason why Drake did this, like the reason this whole fucking response from Drake, the Heart Part 6 to be disrespectful, to name it the Heart and all the shit was like his way of trying to get back in very petty ways. It was pathetic, bro. It was pathetic, bro. If you were a truth seeker and you keep up with like investigating stuff and you actually like keep an eye out on like dark shit, dark industries and dark like just I mean I ain't trying to be no edge lord and say oh my edge like no when you pay attention you investigate certain shit in the world because we live in a my generation could just find shit just by sliding up on Instagram or a certain website like 4chan 8chan certain shit like that you can find some dark shit and you'll be like whoa this shit exists like you can't tell me it don't exist no more at the end of the day the paradigm shift is showing people that like people like Drake are in the same boat as people like Diddy. But the difference is there's differences. I mean, I don't want to. I'm gonna put this video. I'm gonna want this video to go on YouTube, so I'm not trying to like use specific words. But there's a difference between people like Diddy and Drake. But at the same time, what Kendrick was have been trying to expose this whole time was that the psychology of people like Diddy and Drake is the same. And when I say people like Diddy and Drake, and even on his song, he compared people Drake to people like Weinstein. And on Drake's song himself, he's he tried to like come back at an angle where Kendrick was coming like, oh, I expect this, like as if he was like actually expecting something. Like he came back on the angle and said, oh, I expected you to come back on the Epstein. I expected the Epstein shit. And I was like, bro, like, this is pathetic, man. Like, okay, let's say, for example, all these allegations are false. Let's say a lot of the allegations are false, and all the videos that's on the internet of you, like on stage, asking a girl how old she is in front of a whole group of people, and then she tell you she underage, and then you say you don't want to. All this, like, okay, we're going to ignore like 3 or 4 videos like that. We're going to ignore like 2 or 3 songs. We're going to ignore the overall like fact that like when I was growing up, I seen you as like this very like love based like artist. Like, oh my God, like this man Drake is like standing for women and all this other shit. And then if I was to tell my younger self in the future, you're gonna be like 20 something and Drake gonna be like almost 40 and he not gonna be married at all. He ain't gonna be settled down with no women. He gonna be like dating strippers and shit. Like I wouldn't have believed that because I was falling for propaganda at that point in time. I was falling for bullshit. I didn't understand like that how images work. And like the fact that Kendrick Lamar ahead of time decides to like destroy his own ego in certain aspects and tries to destroy his own power that can come from his celebrity, it kind of like worked in his favor because um a lot of the shit that he's saying now is felt as more honors. Like, okay, this man usually only break it down himself. He usually only focusing on himself. The only time he's talking about somebody else is how he better than them. And that's just like based off of a very competitive spirit. But now that he's focused on somebody else and he pointing a finger at somebody else, and it's very critical, is you respect what he's saying because you respect the fact that he could say the shit about himself. If somebody could say it about himself, then they should. Then whatever they saying about you, if it's more fucked up, you can understand why they're angry. Now, the whole reason why this is pathetic for me, and I mean towards Drake and towards the people reacting to his song, try to make it competitive still. Like it's the psychological thing where I think once again the paradigm of these people's mind is still stuck in this like COVID world where everything like is still play and giggly and like there's no consequences for shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, like a lot of people get away with shit. That's why in the song when he says, oh, if I was actually doing some of the stuff that you accuse me of doing in the songs, like the quote unquote groom, you know how you groom people, like you can brush their hair, get them some nice makeup. Yeah. Um, like that, those allegations, he didn't really even address it. He just basically went about it by saying, like, oh, like if if this was true, like I would have been got caught, I would have been got called out for that. And he has been got called out. He got called out by the internet sub like in a very Diddy way. In a very Diddy way, as if like he was just going about himself being normal, thinking that people would accept it because he's used to people just accepting whatever the fuck he do. Because so much money is invested into this person that like they have to like flip. Like even like if I invest money into you and I also got money into the New York Times or some shit and you do some weird shit, I'm gonna ignore the weird shit and just talk about the song, for example. Like that's type of weird shit. But the angle of which he's saying, like, oh, if this would have been happening, I would have got caught by now. Like the aspects that you have been getting caught by the general public has been calling you out and saying, like, hey, bro, like this is weird, bro. Like, you don't think this weird? Not just black people, white people, Christians, Jews, like everything, everybody been like pointing out these videos, like, it's weird, bro. Like, and it's been in a way where it's like Diddy, where everybody will point out a video is weird and be like, oh yeah, this weird, bro. Like, how the fuck, why the fuck is he doing this type of shit? Like, that shit is like sus as fuck. And then like niggas is just like be like, bro, like, oh no, bro. Like, rich people do weird shit and then they move on with their day. That's the whole conclusion that like brainwashed people, propagandized people. I don't want to say brainwashed, that's offensive. I'm gonna say propagandized people. Um, they go about it in that mind state that rich like billionaires and rich people do weird shit and I would never be able to relate to it. And if I try to, it's gonna make me go crazy like the people who actually investigating the shit and finding out shit that they don't like finding out shit that's fucked up basically. Like the reason they find out fucked up shit is because they don't understand. They really don't understand why he kissed the 17-year-old girl on the stage. They really don't understand that this is just a rap beef, and Kendrick Lamar is only scooting his low because um he's like just trying to prove that he's a really aggressive like rap artist and rap battle rappers and shit. Like no, like there's real like you don't understand the culture then. Like you don't understand the culture. Like the reason why Kendrick Lamar has to come on the song and say it, and he has to wait to a specific time and like it's just because that's how the industry works. Like if this wasn't if this came out in any other aspect besides being like some rap beef type shit, then it wouldn't have been receptive in the same way. It would have been on some real like uh it would have hurt Kendrick Lamar's career. It wouldn't have benefited Kendrick Lamar's career. It would have took Kendrick Lamar from being away from being entertainer, rapper, where he can actually feed his family and like make people happy, and to be in the realm of like, oh shit, I'm a fucking investigative journalist now, and I gotta like go to court and shit like that every fucking every week until Drake get proved like no. The point of him doing this is because like he can reach more people on this song than he can by doing it in the justice system because the justice system sucks dick. And I hope YouTube let me, keep on anyway. You the law system and the court when it comes to like catching people and stuff like I mean, pedicures and stuff like that. It sucks. So it's better for him to make this song, make people who are not aware, and make the people who are gonna just be on Drake's side no matter what, because they are stuck in the entertainment world. People who are stuck in the entertainment world who choose to listen to Drake and other artists that's similar to him, they stuck in the entertainment world. They don't understand that like the entertainment world is real in the aspect that we give it some type of we give it some type of relevance. But it's not the only thing that exists. It's not the most powerful thing, and on the internet, it can seem as though it is. But when it comes down to it, you start to understand the psychological aspect of why this is pathetic, and it's kind of like some Diddy type shit. Is that people get away with it because of the aspect that the general public will always see a lot of shit as entertainment, and they'll think it'll always come back down to that. They'll think it'll always come back down to like, oh, this is just entertainment. So whoever being the most entertaining is going to be like whoever is the most entertaining is who the person or the people behind the curtain is going to actually support, and that has value to a certain extent. That has value, but in reality, the most important thing is image, and your image is that Kendrick Lamar is exposing Drake for being a pedophile and I mean a pedicure, and all this other stuff, and he ends up making a song in response to say, "Oh yeah, dude, like this is totally like this is basically what Drake was saying on that song." He was like, "Oh yeah, bro, like all those internet rumors that has been spoiling around on the internet about me setting you up, dude. Yeah, I totally believe those. Like everybody who made those up, you guys are like totally fucking smart. Like everybody who's made those up for me, you guys are geniuses. Like imagine all the time that Cole fans were saying like Cole was like basically doing some shit. Like basically when he said when he went on stage and apologized, he had some like calculated reason for doing it. I forgot why they said that. But imagine if what like the whole time J. Cole came on stage and instead of him apologizing, he was like, "Yeah, that shit true, bro." Like a week later, he was like, "See, all this time my fans was right, bro. They knew it, and he proved them right." But instead of J. Cole doing it, he didn't. Drake is doing that. Drake is saying, "Hey, there's a rumor going around on the internet that I set him up. The reason why he think that I have a daughter is because the reason why he think that there's a mole in my camp is because I set him up. Let's go ahead and use that. We're gonna put that in the song, and then I'm gonna start it off with that shock factor. Then I'm gonna address the other shit." So that's interesting. If you set him up, you set him up, right? When the song dropped about revealing that you had a daughter, your reaction was to go on social media and say, like, basically be like, "What daughter, bro? Like, bro, y'all crazy, bro." And that response was some shit where it's like, at that moment, you would have came out and be like, "Ha ha, you took the bait, ha ha ha," and started laughing. That's the moment as a troll, I would have been like, "Bro, this lame ass nigga took the bait." Like, soon as he dropped the song, I would have started revealing facts about how, especially as being Drake, like I would have been on Instagram with the pictures and the meme, like revealing how I set this nigga up from that point. I wouldn't have got on Instagram, not me, not just me either. you, anybody, would not have just got on Instagram and been like, yo, uh, like in a way, like, let me look up exactly what this nigga said if I can. What does he say? He was basically like, what daughter? Like, y'all are silly, bro. Like, laughing. Okay, I got it right here on Reddit. It says Drake IG response. It's just man, like Drake's IG response to Meet the Grams was him holding his head on his chin, saying, "Nah, hold on. Can someone find my hidden daughter, please, and send her to me? These guys are in shambles." That's what he's basically trying to like. So I think Drake's whole method at this point is just to like play tough and play cocky and see if his fan base is buying it, and if they are, see why they are buying it, even in the face of him looking like complete trash. Like the people who are loyal and dedicated to him, like find those people, find they like way of thinking, study that, and then like basically find out like the talking points they have, and then basically bring that to life. Like whoever's still the most dedicated fan to me, whoever's still like going crazy for me, let's go with whatever the fuck they saying. Because whatever they saying to believe in me still, it's like it's like it's like one of them religions or some shit where like people be like, oh yeah, Jesus gonna return in 1899, and then 1899 come and then he don't come, and then they be like, oh yeah, the calendar is wrong, or they just make up a whole bunch of excuses at that point to prove why he not right. Like in a religion, find those people and make them like the head of the religion. That's what Drake is doing right now. And people, it like this is pathetic. If you not like one of those people and you just like an average everyday person, like let's say you don't even listen to rap music. Let's say you only be on the internet and you like going on memes, TikTok and shit. You go on TikTok, you see videos of Drake doing weird shit, right? You go on TikTok and you rarely see videos of Kendrick Lamar doing anything, besides like rapping on stage and shit going on tour. Very strange. So eventually you find out these for people in the few, you really don't like music. Once again, you don't like rap music. You might listen to a couple of the diss tracks, go back and forth. Then on one of them you hear the accusations of what you've been saying about Drake on TikTok, right? So from that point of view, you also hear that Drake makes a response to that. You go in there and you be like, bro, like everybody finally about to like this stuff like when Not Like Us drop, everybody who's been like on a truther wave, I would say, be like, bro, finally we got to like finally somebody on the W side. Like we winning, bro. Like this man exposed this nigga. He made a hit. He winning in the process. We winning because we exposing like more people like this. We trying to get the we trying to get the awareness out there that the FBI and the whole legal justice system, I mean, it's trash. They don't really take care of real problems. And that you're relying on a fucking rapper to expose this to you. You're relying on TikTok meme videos for this to get to you. Why? There must be something going on behind. There must be something going on behind closed doors to where this man can be getting exposed on the TikTok and by a rapper that doesn't like him because of the creepy shit. And it's not just because of the creepy shit that he sees from Drake, it's because the other creepy shit he sees behind closed doors in this industry. These people are now ganging up on Drake. Some of them are doing the same shit he's doing. Don't get me wrong. They ganging up on him. And Kendrick is saying, hey, like, we ganging up on him. And then it might be about a bitch for y'all and all this other shit. This man, like, came at me. And I really am so desensitized to people like him being in the industry that I wasn't even about to go at it like that because I know, like, career wise, people not in a paradigm for me to even, like, really hate this man yet. He set it up for you to actually hate this man. he set it up for you to actually hate this man with a couple songs. He like people say he provoked them into like this beef. I don't think so. I think that the industry thought that I don't think that the industry I think that the industry was trying to bully Kendrick Lamar basically. I think the industry was trying to bully Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake into doing this whole like little friendly beef shit, right? And I don't think it was like talked about or agreed upon. Right? I think it was like some behind closed doors, like, okay, like we're gonna make money off of this shit. Like some friendly, like little underground back and forth beef. And then like basically I think the script flipped when people on the internet started like taking people on the internet who really don't even fuck with rap music started taking the sides of people. That's when it started flipping. They knew it was gonna bring attention. They knew it was gonna be entertaining, but they didn't know people was gonna pick sides. When people started picking sides, and the people who picked the side was on Kendrick's side, was like, oh, like, bruh, there's so many reasons for you to hate. Like, it's so many reasons I can give for you to like destroy this man. Like, first of all, like they just start like everybody on the internet naming reasons why they hate Drake, right? And at the same time, that forces people on the internet who are just like average people who don't even fuck with Drake like that, might have a couple songs on their playlist to be like, bro, y'all just haters, bro. And that makes them fuck with Drake even more because he's an underdog now. Now Drake is the underdog. So it makes it like entertaining to them, and it makes it entertaining to people on the Kendrick surface level, where it's like, bro, I'm a Kendrick fan, but I really am not like no truther like that. I just like Kendrick because he talk about deep shit, and I can understand the lyrics and all this other shit. But I also fuck with Drake. I'm coming like, but if you come up from a point of view where you don't fuck with Drake at all, and you fuck with Kendrick, but you like even have this man like on a, you know, treat him with a short stick. You know, whatever they call that shit. I forgot the phrase, but I love music and I love Kendrick Lamar's music. It's like very inspirational. But I'm not seeing him personally as a savior. Like before he made the Mr. Mariah, I'm telling people that he wasn't a savior. I didn't need him to say that. He was saying that to the people that are fucking not truth seekers, I would say. Not even trying to sound pretentious. And I know like a lot of times like being woke and saying like you're a truth seeker and admitting that you like conspiracies and shit nowadays can be like a positive and a negative thing based off who you're talking to. But anyway, if you're a true seeker, you didn't need Kendrick to tell you he's not a savior and J. Cole not your savior, LeBron James not your savior. All this time, he never said Aubrey and Drake was not your savior. Why was that? Because nobody's ever seen this man in that light, bro. Nobody's ever seen this man in no inspirational light. And if you have, it just means that you are very corny and kind of like gullible, or maybe you just like or grew up in a very well-off household where you didn't experience a lot of trauma growing up, so that you like basically can relate to other people who've been through minimal trauma, but also are traumatized by it, deeply traumatized by that minimal trauma. You can relate to that. But with that being said, nobody's ever seen Drake as inspirational. So man, the top the top people, you can say like you can see it from that point. The top two rappers in the game are going at each other. Yeah. But if you really just look at it from a point of view of like, okay, these are two human beings. They both like to make music and they got famous for it, just so happened by chance, you know. And there's an avenue of how they choose to look at that fame. Either you could look at it, I'm chosen, I was special. A lot of people saying it like that, yeah. But at the end of the day, there's avenues to go within that. And you go down your different avenues in life. And now we get to this point where, people fuck with Drake, people fuck with Kendrick. They want to sit on the entertainment level. and it's like always gonna be more than that from here on out. The paradigm has shifted. People cannot just listen to a Young Thug song the same no more because there's a RICO case out on him. In the same way that Young Thug can have a RICO case out on him for the shit he's saying in his song, and how is it possible for R. Kelly and like people like R. Kelly and like Drake and all these other people and different artists, hella different artists, to say weird, creepy shit in songs and like not get investigated? Not saying that that should always happen. I'm not on the side of the justice system. That's a terrible law. The Espionage Act. What is it? The Espionage Act or the RICO? No, the RICO Act with the music and shit. I'm not necessarily saying that's a good idea, but with that being said, if you could do that to Young Thug, why can't you do that to Drake? Drake has in his song talking about how, he might be slightly attracted to underage women. It can't be misunderstood for that. But the fact that when people come out and say, hey, like you beforehand, before this beat, people came out and said, hey, bro, like what you mean by this? Like this shit sound kind of weird. And you don't address it before this. The fact that it's a lot, like you let it get to this point, it's very strange, bro. And now you address it, and the time you address it is the only time you address it is after you've been called out by another rapper who is exposing you for this because, like, for different reasons. The only time you address it, and the way you address it, is in a song where you're basically like why? Like it sounds like you like, bro, it's the worst. Like, there's no energy in it. Like, how do you come? Like, this is obviously not even about entertainment no more. The way he responded, because he didn't put no energy into the song, no aggression. Like the last song he did, where he responded, like, and Drake responded the same. I mean, Kendrick responded the same night, like 10 minutes later or some shit. Like, I forgot that Family Matters. That song, he had an energy in it. The beat was changing and all this other shit. Um, that's when it just sounded like very pathetic, bro. It sounded like some real like, bro. Like, it sounded like a person who's not used to being caught up for saying something, like doing this negative stuff, getting caught up for it, and basically like trying to like feed off of the few people's opinion that still support him and make them feel like special. Like, you special. You understand. You understand what's happening right now. You understand that uh I sent the mold to Kendrick Lamar in his camp because of the fact that it would help me in some way to send him information about me so that I can drop this song 3 or 4 days later, basically, just so I can make a song saying that I did that. Now, mind you, I can respect that if that was like some real sinister like rap shit. But from the point of view of where the subject matter is about, it's kind of like you make a fun of the first time that shit. It's kind of like the first time that shit happened, it was like, bruh, like, damn, bruh, people got on me. So let me run it back this time just so I can basically make you look stupid. Hmm. Not to mention that that doesn't address the other part with the pedicures and shit. But when he actually goes on to in the song, beyond the fact that he like sent the mold to Kendrick that would expose stuff about him, like that he's on Zippy and all this other type of shit. Like, he don't want people to think he got a BBL. So he sent a picture of him taking Ozempic and other sleep medication and all this other type of shit and a Maybach glove and all this other shit. He sent him all this stuff so that he can make a song about it, knowing that Kendrick was gonna make a song about it for some reason, and knowing that, like, bruh, like, you have to be. I'm sorry, bro. Like, at this point, even all the reactions y'all, I generally believe if you are not like, if you don't come out in the future when this is all like gonna come full circle, and I hate to say it is, but it is. A lot of people who are in denial just for like just to make money off of it on YouTube, you have to come out and say it was just for money. You have to before it's too late, because it's gonna look weird as fuck. Like, your son child be like, bro, like, dad, like, why was you trying to make this just about music Well, obviously, like you can listen, like they'll hear this new song that the what the fuck, the Heart Part Six. They'll hear that song. They'll hear it like if you go back and listen to rap music shit. If you like rap music in the future, you go back and listen to the song. You'll hear Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, and then you hear six the Heart Part Six. My bad. You going it's just obvious what the fuck is going on, bro. It's kind of pathetic. And you can't look back and be like, bro, dad, you reacting to this in a way where this is fair. No, you're not. These reaction channels are not reacting to this in a way. Most of them are not. It's some of them where I've been keeping up with where it's like, okay, they like, bro, like this man lost. Like, this is sad. Like, he's waving a white flag. Some of them are saying that. But for the most part, a lot of them are trying to make it seem like, oh, Drake swinging back. Oh, he fight back. And that is weird to me because another angle where he went out in the song where I found to be weird was that he tried to play off of a song Kendrick did, and I don't mind you. I wasn't don't test me on this Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper shit. I wasn't the biggest like fan of that album. I liked the album. It had a lot of good songs on there. I played a lot, but it wasn't like some shit where I was just like it wasn't like To Pepper Butterfly, Good Cat, Mad City, where I can like remember a lot of the lyrics and all the other shit on there because it impacted me at that time. But the song that he tried to like basically play off of, Drake tried to play off of a song on there called Mother I Sober, where Kendrick was basically talking about an experience where he had his family asking him hella questions about like one of his other family members like touching him and like he kept saying no because he didn't and they didn't believe him and all this other shit. He tried to play on that by saying like, oh, the reason why you coming at me about being a pedophile, a pedicure, is because you had to go through that experience, even though, even though in the rap in the bar where he was saying that, he didn't even reference it right. I let that slide. The fact that he didn't reference it right, and I guess a lot of people who listen to the song are want to let that slide because they really, I guess, don't listen to Kendrick Lamar songs like that. So the fact that he pointed out that that was a, he said mother I, all that shit, he had to point out that that was a Kendrick song. And then go on to basically like accuse Kendrick of basically using that as the reason. Like, no, bro, that's pathetic. Like, out of all the angles that you could have came back at that with, like, even knowing, like, if you understand what is being exposed about Drake and what I honestly would have respected this man 10 times more. I would have respected what we call formerly known as the Illuminati. If they would have just told this man like, no, don't do nothing, like wait like 6 months and then drop some shit in October, like around the election to distract people, and then like then make a diss on Kendrick or some shit. I would have respected that, but they didn't do that. They let this man do what he want. They let him do the shit. They let him drop a song. And he dropped a song saying like, Kendrick was only accusing him of doing the stuff that we see him doing on stage with 17. He was a basically Kendrick was only calling him out on the stuff that we see him doing on the internet because he has like Kendrick has trauma that he addressed in therapy basically. And we were supposed to just like be like, oh shit. Like reaction channels was like, bro, he eating, bro. He going that low because Kendrick went that low, calling him niggas based off of what he seen. We seen these videos online, and we know why Kendrick saying the shit he's saying because we seen the evidence. But Drake is saying that we haven't seen the evidence because his fans haven't seen the evidence, and we gonna go off of that. Not only that, Drake is saying that he planted the evidence that Kendrick is saying, the new evidence about the child and all this other stuff. The child, he planted that. The mole, he knew that was happening. And we gonna go with this. We're not gonna question that narrative because it makes no sense at all, but we gonna just like act like this is just like a good rap bar to come back with. Even though it makes no sense at all. It's just like sound good a little bit. Uh, Even though he don't really sound like he believe it. And then to go on, he going to deny the pedicure stuff with just the fact that he hasn't been arrested or anything like that. And that was the most pathetic part. Like the most pathetic part to me was that he flipped after he flipped the narrative on Kendrick or tried to and say like, "Oh yeah, you've talked about this before in public, so I can expose you for only trying to come at me about the videos you see online because you have dealt with some fucked up shit. Don't try to take the videos you see online of me with young women out of context because of your trauma." That's what he's saying. After he says that, he flips it and then he says, like, speaking of like minor shit, like your baby mama uh has a child by like somebody in your group. And that's why you abuse her technically, supposedly. And I don't want to even rap with you no more because like that's fucked up. Like, why are you doing that, dude? Even though I probably, work with hella other people who do the same thing, like, and I don't talk about them or expose them on it. I'ma just like this can go for both of them, but specifically for Drake because he's trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, this man is abusive. Like he's abusive, and there's no evidence of what the stuff you're saying about me, Kendrick. There's no evidence of this. That's what he's saying, even though there's videos of some of it. Um, but to further that, not only is there no evidence of you doing it, but I'm gonna present something with no evidence and not even like um making anything really deep or interesting. I'm gonna just make it some like petty gossip talk that women can talk about. Basically, baby can speculate about when they getting their hair done. Like, oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar, baby mama messing with his producer or executive, like somebody at his label. Like that's why he don't ever show that back. Like he really banking on that in his rap battle. If it was still a rap battle, he's banking on that. That's why it's pathetic. Like he banging on women, like turn around and saying, "Hey, like okay, he beat his woman, and like he only do that because like he's like trying to paint this whole narrative about Kendrick, where it's like, oh, you like people know like the whole narrative on the reaction channel is like, bro, like this rap battle is going to a new level because he's basically exposing stuff that other grown men have been scared to say. He's saying shit that other grown men have been scared to say because they want to be entertained, and there's no evidence of it. Like the reason why we have is the reason why they feel justified in still being entertained by it is because that there's been no action taken against him. And then like Drake feeds off of this. Drake says, "Oh, I'm gonna feed off of this. Psychologically, the best thing for me to do is to feed off of the fact that everybody knows I'm losing this like rap battle. Everybody, not only that, I'm getting exposed to stuff that I've been doing on the internet. Even if it is being taken out of context, like um, it's still fucked up. But how can I like basically flip this? Oh, there's a narrative like even the people who are loyal to me and the people who see I'm losing that's trying to be fair to me because they don't want to be seen as biased for some reason or a hypocrite. They don't have basically they don't want to be seen as biased or a hypocrite. So they basically saying like, oh yeah, let me give Drake a fair chance. The reason I'm gonna give Drake a fair chance is because there's no evidence of what he's saying. Like these people just saying shit about each other. It's just a rap beat. Even though there's videos online of what Drake's been doing. With that being said, he goes on from the that and the reaction chapters go on and they be like, oh yeah. And then we get to the point about like speaking of like the underage pedicure thing, uh goes on to say like, yeah, if I would have been caught for this already, then you would have had some. But that's not true. If I would have been arrested for it, then you would have had something to say on this song. But that's I haven't been arrested yet, so dang, bro, you just lame. You just lame, bro. You just saying stuff, you lying about me. And this is not even fun anymore because you're basically taking videos online about me, I mean, doing weird stuff, and you're basically putting it in your song and making fun of me about it. And now I can't necessarily like just shrug it off like I used to. Like it's not fun no more. You made this shit like And it's pathetic that he even saying all this shit in a song, bro. Like, if you gonna come out and make this shit, like, if you was really gonna go hard and do what the Illuminati wanted you to do, you were supposed to come out and basically go hard and like have energy and basically make people forget all about the fact that he even said all that stuff, not by addressing it, in my opinion. If this was really a rap battle, he wasn't really like who he is, and he was just a rapper. The best way for him to have responded would have been like to make another banger, but to barely address any of that other shit besides to just keep making up allegations about Kendrick, make up new allegations, new harmful shit, like make up some shit. But the thing that he's making up is he's sticking with this whole like Dave Free is your like Dave Free is doing stuff with your wife. Like he's sticking with this whole narrative. Like I'm guessing maybe that's like some information he got psyched from somewhere that like Kendrick is insecure about that. I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say I doubt it because I don't give. Let's say, but it's petty to even be considering that in the face of what you're being accused of. It's petty to even be bringing that up. It's kind of like you getting like you in court right now. You basically saying like some crazy shit that ain't got nothing to do with the court case. So I think I might start doing a couple of these reaction videos or reacting to a couple of these more videos. But yeah, got to get that off my chest. Totally insane to see these reaction channels like look at this from this point of view of like not being genuine, but trying like forcing themselves to stay neutral just so they can siphon views from both sides of the fucking aisle. Like the people who are hardcore Drake fans, they want to stay neutral so that they can like get their views too. So they're not gonna expose the shit. They're not gonna say nothing about the video. They're gonna completely ignore it just like they fans. Crazy. Let's see what this boy Ocho and Shay Shay got to say.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers like Amazon and Target. You can drop prices automatically. I can show you how, but I can't do it.
I want to see it. My boy Shay Shay.
Hey, y'all, it's your favorite on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to Nightcap YouTube channel so you never miss a single live stream or video of myself, Ocho, and Gil. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Drake responds to Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, he responded? Oh, I tweeted it.
Drake responds to Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 6, after Kendrick took aim at Drake's own parents, son, security guard, label affiliates. Drizzy is not claiming that he intentionally fed false information to people in hopes that Lamar would unknowingly use it in a track.
That's a good thing, huh?
We can't play the song.
Yeah, we can't copyright.
Yeah.
But listen, Kendrick Lamar said that Drake had a mole in his camp. So maybe if
they fed him that information.
So obviously he purposely told somebody who went back and said whatever it was. So I'm assuming it justifies the mole being in the camp and him purposely sending information that's wrong. So
it
it makes
wasn't a
sense to
mole.
me.
It was somebody that they perfectly gave information to with the hopes that if they leaked it,
Right.
K Dot would use it.
And he
And
used
right
it.
on cue, he used it.
He used it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's how it plays out. So
Right.
I know the show is going on right now, and every time Drake has released something, excuse me, K Dot comes right back and responded. So he might have responded already. He might not. I'm not sure.
Right.
But I'm curious to see. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this wholeheartedly. Some people are on Twitter like, okay, I wish y'all would hurry up and wrap this up. This is enough. But don't listen. Don't listen to it. I think for hip hop, this is good. And it's exciting. It's fun. Summer's coming up. And again, like I said, this is like a 7-game series of a NBA finals with two of the biggest in the game going at it.
Well,
You said this is good for hip hop. And the reason I agree with him, I might not agree with him for the reason why he wants to, but the reason I agree with how this is good for hip hop is because it's establishing that it can still be used as a vehicle for truth. And it's establishing that it can still be like a test. Like if you enter this game and you try to be fake, you have to present yourself in a real way. And once it's time for that to be tested and you fail, obvious to the people who are paying attention.
end result.
Using the pen, huh?
What's our end result? What are we hoping for in the end?
Hoping for in the end?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the end game is. That's a good one when you put it like that. So when Jay-Z and Nas were beefing, what we were hoping for then. I'm not sure. We have two of the best lyricists.
Yeah.
We have a great lyricist and a great musician, a great artist. I think the two aren't one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how to really define that. I think Chad can probably put it together a little better than I can. But I just like it. It's exciting to me. And where it ends, I have no idea, but I'm going to enjoy the moments right now and just be talking about this years from now. We'll be talking about this this quarrel.
Yeah. I think, see, look, I can wear a lot of different hats, Ocho.
Yes, sir.
But when you start putting that pedal, that jacket, you start putting that other stuff on me, bro. I can't. That don't fit me. Because here's the thing: even though it's a rap beef or a diss or whatever, you know some people gonna believe that now.
Right. Oh yeah, always. That's why you have to fire back, and that's why they.
But even if you fire back, because here's the thing: this is how our community works. So check this out, Ocho.
Yes, sir.
Somebody said something like me. Well, Shannon, if you're not that, why respond? Okay, I don't respond. Well, he didn't respond, so it must be true.
Right.
So how do I win? So if Drake doesn't respond back, if it wasn't true, he'd have said it.
Right.
He responds, hit dog hollers. So how do you win? How do I clear my name? See, I don't like when you impugn, because to impugn a man's name, and people like, well, Shannon, you ain't say nothing about that. I said, bro, I ain't willing to impugn someone's name on an allegation. Right. Because I understand sometimes just the
Shopify Point of Sale makes it easy to start and grow your retail business.
It's very interesting how rich people always understand other rich people's situations. I mean, they'll go out, they'll vouch for poor people in certain situations, but in dark shit like this, where it's like, oh, we just saying that you accusing him because of like speculation shit. Like, no, bro, they go beyond.
All backed by the world's most powerful commerce platform. Whether you're running a retail shop or online store, from startup to scaled up, Shopify is the commerce platform you can trust with your business.
Just the mere mention of impropriety is enough to change people's perception of said individual. Right. So why would I even want to be a part of that?
Right.
I said, y'all don't get it. See, it's easy for y'all to say, but let somebody say your father or your mother or me or your brother was a pedophile.
Right.
Would y'all like people tweeting that? Oh, not now. See, this is what I learned in Ocho. Chase, stay with me now. Stay with me, Ocho.
I'm with you.
As long as it's somebody else, we don't have no problem.
Right.
Saying information.
Yeah.
Brad
or
takes
information getting out.
very,
Mhm.
But if your family, some
they're inconsistent with this shit. He's been saying this shit sucks. Like he said that shit sucks, and I agree. Like it's pathetic. It don't just suck. It's pathetic.
Stop. No. What? All right. What? Huh? No. No way. It's real? Dude, it's called the Heart Parts.
Lovely T TV gotta say. I ain't seen her shit yet.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, everybody's like, let's go. Because I didn't want to mess up that last stream, you know? I mean, so we're going to listen to the Telegraph group is here. Okay, cool. Y'all come on back. Let's wait for everybody to come back.
I don't. I want to hear that shit no more.
Manipulated, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga. I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with the child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok video. More records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping up.
It just sounds horrible. I can barely understand, and I'm good with accents. It just sounds like they're underwater using the toaster to record this audio. I guess, child. Next. Okay, top 5 gained notoriety in 2014 when Drake name dropped him on Instagram. Yeah, okay. So we just listened to it twice. Yeah, it's just not hitting like he thinks it should. Okay, so I went ahead and I found that other post I was talking about. Where's it at? Okay. Top 5 from OVO. So let me show y'all this. Now this it's very interesting that that's the angle that he's going now with Kendrick is saying, oh, we got you up. Because remember, all morning it was this. This was a conversation. Toronto rapper Top 5, who worked with Drake, also claims to be Drake's shooter, is claiming that Drake has done nothing for the street gangsters in Toronto. Also claims that OVO had his cell raided. Okay.
Damn.
These niggas ain't playing no street niggas. How do they run Toronto?
No, you're not lying, bro. The man have been nice. The man have been chilling. Yeah. The man have just been in the cut. We're fed up. We're fucking fed up. We need features. We need lawyer fees.
And when I come home, I'm gonna run some dark out. Hello. Gonna sound like T.I. Go from the after the corner like T.I.
Why though? Why are you trying to do that?
Yo, bro, let me tell you something. OVO beat me up. They put me in the XXX murder trial. They beat me up. They beat me up. They beat me up still. They got my cell rated. I'm going hard for them, and they're not paying me.
Well, hold on.
They're not paying me. What the fuck?
Huh? They're not paying you? But yo, let me ask you a question.
They're not giving us cash.
Why they never dropped the...
I see the beef going on, but these niggas ain't paying no street niggas. How do they run Toronto?
No, you're not lying, bro. The man have been nice. The man have been chilling. Yeah.
Was this recorded on a toaster? It just sounds horrible. I can barely understand. And I'm good with accents. It just sounds like they're underwater.
And she just said the
using the toaster to record this audio. I guess, child. Next. Okay, top 5 gained notoriety in 2014 when Drake name dropped him on Instagram, causing his single "Shirt Off Shawty" to pop off. Once again, the Drake stimulus package. Drake would name drop him again on his 2016 song "Off Off," off of the Views. His song Grammys "Off of the Views." Since breaking out, the rapper has released a flurry of singles with views in the millions. Okay. So that's what they were trying to spin earlier. That top 5 was mad at Drake, right? These niggas ain't do shit for the streets in Toronto. OVOK, which stands for OVO Killer with the pistols. So this was viral all day. And then 48 minutes ago, DJ Academics posted that it wasn't true. And now No Jumper is posting it as well, saying Top said he was trolling just to see who would be in his DMs hating on Drake and OVO in Toronto.
What the fuck? That's
liked by Champagne Poppy.
Bro.
Top 5 when you're trolling just to see who's eager to get at the boy in the DMs. Okay, no problems. Hashtag OVO for life. Then you see Drake going there in the comments and he's saying, send me the list, Fiverr. Okay. So I find it very interesting that this was the angle that was going on all day, right? Trying to find, people who want to who want to diss Drake, hoping that they'll go into top 5's DMs. And then Drake drops a diss track, and the diss track is basically mirroring the same thing that just happened on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I only be on Twitter. She caught that. I'm glad.
Let me read some more of these comments here.
Why.
Violet says DJ Academics wrote Drake's mid-ass diss track. I could definitely see that. Shani Cuvez said 999. She says, if Drake is a hit maker, why I still singing we don't want to hear what you say. We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. All hail King Kenny. Hashtag Cole's World. I feel you on that one. Let's see here. Elena says the internet never forgets and keeps receipts. Drake sounds depressed. He does. Yeah, he doesn't sound like he wants to beef anymore. Because the other diss tracks, he was hype. He was hype. I'm not getting the same energy on this one at all.
See how women keeping it real.
Demaya says he's trying to save face. I don't believe it. Let's see here. Rickety Rand says if it was a setup, why did he call people feeding Kendrick stories clowns in the first verse if he's fibbing?
Hey, I'm in here off the it's Cinco de Mayo. The gas man ain't pulled up. So I'm in here off of Casamigos and thoughts right now. I don't know how this video gonna turn out. Hold on, take a sip. What's up, Story to Crew? It's yours truly, Story to. Right now, about to get into that. The Heart Part 6, Drake. What I would expect from Drake, hold on. What I would expect from Drake, the return with another bop. I'm talking about bop. I ain't turned Not Like Us off yet. I swear to God.
He gotta come back.
With that being said, I'm just hoping it's like a bop for bop type situation. But I don't know. The Heart Part 6 is telling me, he about to slow it down a little bit. And then he got petty and posted not Drake, but Kendrick Mans in the somewhat it looked like Instagram. But God damn it, it's the little heart emoji. I don't know what the hell about to go on right now. But yeah, that's what I expect from Drizzy. A bop for bop? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that for sure. Earlier I was packing merch. So shout out to everybody that bought the merch. It is Sunday. It will be sent out Monday. I just, gotta let everybody know. But if you haven't copped and you want quickest shipping tomorrow, by the night, it's gonna be sent out tomorrow. No BS. He talking on this one. Y'all didn't give him a name. How can he start an investigation? Women you done slept with, nigga? Right. like that? How? Wait, you is worldwide. You've been doing this for a long time. I was just entering middle school. What's 08? 08.
Right.
I was like 12. Okay,
Right.
yeah, just entering middle school when it Drake first. No, really, it was before that. But still, my point still stands. Drake been doing this for a long time, been around the world many a times. How the fuck you start that investigation? That's a long investigation, if you ask me. God damn it. Who's the best investigator in the world? He couldn't even find them answers, nigga. For real.
Check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga. I'm petty with
Master manipulator, you bid on the speculation.
the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb.
I see what he's saying.
Medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga. I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that ass?
Nah, nigga, you petty, period. Oh shit. I hope y'all weren't ready for a breakdown. Blame Buddy back there. I ain't gonna lie.
Why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids.
Hold on.
Petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild.
He started with Whitney, and then he said, why you ain't addressed none of the bones that we excavated? God damn it. Why is Whitney still following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? I mean, I asked the same shit, but that's his wife. I'm pretty sure he got the best access to that woman. Instagram ain't shit, you know? Instagram ain't shit. Social media ain't shit when it comes to your shit, like to your shorty, to your shit. It ain't nothing. It's something but nothing. Like, she ain't gotta follow you. But why are you following my mans though? Hold up. Why are you following my mans though? If it's up with me, it's up with him off GP. On some real shit. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck petty ass. She petty too. Everybody just petty around this motherfucker.
I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she?
I mean, why wouldn't she though? She don't want that man in trouble. I wouldn't expect her to say, yeah, he hit me. I would expect someone that bees around or been around or just someone that would know that was the case with them. I wouldn't expect her.
Your response should be to that, to why she hasn't. It's why. It's that same way Drake is being like, oh, if there was police reports about him being, you know what, a pedicure, then you would know about it. It's the same thing for Kendrick, but even more so, because you can get away with the other shit. Sadly, more so than you can with domestic violence. Not necessarily. Okay, I don't want to say that. It's in the same boat. My bad. You can get away with both of them, but it's easier for a woman to go say, "Hey, somebody hit me," opposed to somebody, you know what?
To say he beat me, unless we get to the divorce part of their relationship, or not, they ain't even married. Technically, huh? That's what Drake told us. I didn't research that fact. Is Kendrick actually married? It's just his fiance or fiancée. How you say that? Okay, let me just shut the fuck up. Anyway, I wouldn't expect her to just say that. Someone close to them, I would expect them to say that. Although they probably got a patchy, a rocky relationship or had rocky moments in their relationship, I believe she still got Kendrick's best interest in heart. You know what I mean? I just can't see her coming out saying this man done this, knowing what he got going, knowing who the fuck he is, knowing that their kids' livelihood. Like, it's a lot at risk for her to say that shit. And the relationship might not get repaired after that.
The bones we dug up in that excavation, and why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now.
That's what that is. Oh. They're like Unc of the family. Y'all know the Unc. He ain't all the way Unc, but he Unc. He ain't technically Unc, but he Unc like a motherfucker. That didn't make my little point better. Hold up. Oh, shit. I'm assuming this is Kendrick's closest friend. They are business partners, bro. Them kids are like his nieces and nephews. He the godfather. Oh, my God. Like, every word
And not Mr. Morale. You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me. I just made the whole connection.
Kendrick song about getting molested. Oh, shout out to the Reddit boys. Hold up. Let me take my little sweet. Mother Eye sober. 2 minutes. Oh, the gas man pulling up. Hold up. This is important. I'll be back with you niggas. Get yours. I know some of y'all living like Idaho or something, where it's still cold at. North Dakota. Montana, it's cold somewhere.
Really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly, there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and how they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat.
And then he hit us with the musical chords.
Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans.
And then he played like a little B sharp. Let's see what the B sharp sound like. I don't know if y'all heard that little piano note when he said that shit. B sharp.
A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight. Who was it? You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll offender list, easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major.
Okay, so you got a B sharp. That's what I'm assuming. B sharp. And then he said something about a razor at the end. And then you thought you left D flat, Drake. You thought you finished me. Yeah.
I tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I tell the fans who was it.
Did he say Did he say D major or E major?
D flat, D major. I slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from.
I like how he tied the B sharp and razor. Then you thought you left D. I like that whole little setups and shit. Did y'all hear the piano notes that was playing in the back? Just off of, I'm going on a limb here. I am going on a limb and assuming that every note he spoke about, the A minor, goddamn B sharp, D flat, E, them all piano notes. Anyway, them all piano notes. And if you heard the piano in the back, I'm just assuming whatever note he spoke of was the note that got played.
From Malaysia, I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah.
He cleared that up. But the little girl from Stranger Things, y'all was telling me that he texted her, "I miss you" or whatever. Mind you, Drake was in his 30s doing this, and y'all was telling me he did that work.
Air like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise.
At first, I thought he was shooting his shot at Whitney. Hey, that nigga said some slick ass shit after that. And when I say I hit you back, it's gonna be a lot safer. Crazy work, crazy work.
When he needs some paper, album dropping soon. No wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
Crazy work.
I promise. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen work done. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if he wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least
that nigga's lying. That bitch a pop. I gotta keep telling you that.
your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game. Like, you know, but just let me know when we get into the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor. Like,
and then he had the, who is that in the back? Prove that. Who is that? Because they put that there on purpose. They put that there on purpose. That's it, though. I ain't.
Party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. Dodge, fuck 'em up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord.
And it's probably a minor. Fuck. So, I was gonna make a video about gender and desirability, and that's definitely coming, but then fucking Kendrick Lamar happened. So I want to talk about all of the nonsense and the craziness that has been happening with that beef. I look young, but I'm 32, and I have been a Drake hater since 2009.
What about Drake? You like Drake?
No. My man.
He didn't even say a little bit. He didn't even say halfway.
That's my guy right there.
No.
That's why X is necessary in the game right there.
Man. Now, why don't you like Drake?
I don't like anything about Drake.
I don't like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I don't.
Jeez, I be trying to
I don't
tell
like his
these people.
face. I don't like the way he walks. Like nothing. I don't like his haircut. I might just let me shut up. I'll just stop right there.
Oh my god.
Damn it, man.
And like most people who mistreat others, they usually start with misogynoir. So this is just a disclaimer for the entire overarching theme of the video. Is when we say things like listen to Black women and femmes, it's not because we want you guys to only hear us and nobody else. It's that if somebody mistreats us, they're most likely gonna mistreat everybody else because of the crux that we sit under with race and gender and sexuality and sexism.
I said, damn, bitch.
Desirability, which is also a part of the conversation. So yeah, we're not just saying it just to fucking say it, okay? We're saying it because there's always merit to someone's misogynoir. If someone has misogynoir, they're more likely than not going to be fucked up in other areas, because in order to believe in such a thing of Black women and femmes being the worst, you have to believe in white supremacist capitalist patriarchy.
Because there's a lot of things I want to say. Like, I have never made a video about this man, but I'm going to make a video because particularly relating to his colorism and the colorism that has been perpetuated by this man since a long time ago. So please, I beg, don't come for me for having the receipts. Come for the person that's producing the things that's making me read the receipts.
But not just believe in it, but like ride for it, love it, live it. That's your whole shit, right?
And chain you like American slaves.
So let's talk about it. Drake has been an unbelievable, creepy weirdo for a long time. I know a lot of people don't realize this because they just want to dance. They don't care about substance, which honestly, right now, I just blocked someone on a larger creator on TikTok because she's trying to say that because I don't listen to Drake because he's a pedophile, and I didn't listen to him before I knew he was a pedophile. Let's get that straight, okay? I don't fucking listen to Drake.
Lyrically?
Absolutely. I feel him. I'm not gonna say lyrically, but I feel him.
You just said lyrically though.
He's not a great lyricist. I feel him. Yeah. No. He's not a great.
Insert DMX clip here. I'm a Sagittarius. Certain people just rub us the wrong way, honestly, and Drake is definitely one of them. Ugh.
Drake!
Yes!
Y'all niggas better stop playing with me.
So she was trying to say that I am only not a fan of Drake because it's a TikTok opinion, where it's like, what are you even talking about? Like, some of us in real life actually stand by our principles. So when we hear things like, oh, someone's being a pedophile, we're not gonna just, we're not gonna ignore that and keep listening to it because we like the beat or whatever. If we hear somebody say a credible allegation, we're just gonna delete them for our playlist if they were even on our playlist in the fucking first place.
I ain't tell you nothing else, niggas know I don't lollygag or fuck. Let's get straight to the motherfucking body bag.
Act like it's so hard to cut off artists that they like once they find out something bad about them. It's not hard.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts. Bitch, I'm flowing straight from the survival scroll. Cut that bitch off. Next caller.
Horrible people make good art all the time. Hitler was a pretty decent fucking painter. Does it matter? Obviously not. That's an extreme example, but that's how I feel when people are like, oh, like, people still bump R. Kelly, people still bump Drake. Yeah, but those people are insane, okay? They're out of their minds. They're too far gone for me to care or comprehend about their opinions. Because if you think that's enough, that someone having clout is enough to ignore their poor behavior, you're a part of the problem. You know what I mean? And I really enjoyed that Kendrick took this long to even say anything, because I can relate to that. Like I said in my last video about music and being in punk and hardcore scenes, I've been around for a long time, and there's a lot of horrible people in hardcore. Like, some of your faves are rapists. Some of your faves gang rape people. Some of your faves fucking
It's nigga happy, I gotta say. Not Lil Spike Adams.
share nudes of each other. People, they share nudes that weren't given to them non-consensually. They shared in the group chat. You know, I know, because it's happened to fucking me. It happened to me. It happened to me. And the reason why these people are still on top, because people, and whenever I say y'all, I'm not saying you specifically. If it hits, do some internal reflection. But if I'm saying y'all, I mean society. And the reason is that y'all don't believe people like me. People need to know that these people are either horrible or predatory, and they deserve exactly what's coming to them. People who are horrible don't deserve accolades and praise. They don't deserve to go on tour and make thousands of dollars for merch and live their life working as a full-time musician. They don't deserve that shit, which is why you guys sound nuts being like, oh, it doesn't matter what the allegations are, people are still gonna go up for Drake. Not if everybody collectively decides to stop listening to him. If we all collectively decide that Drake is not a good person, then his records won't be playing anymore. But it's motherfuckers like y'all who are like, oh, everybody else is listening, so I'm gonna keep listening. That's why genocide's still happening. You know, what do they say? You only need about 3% of the population to change things. The reason why we haven't gotten to 3% is motherfuckers like that, who are like, oh, it's not gonna matter, or, you know, Israel's already there. It's the same energy. And I wanted to talk about this too. Everybody wants to call out Beyonce for Zionists listening to her music, even though she can't control that. Like, you think she can control the fact that racist people like her music? It's almost like you guys don't listen to Black people. A lot of racist people like Black music. Duh, like every Drake fan who's non-Black and says the N-word. Don't be hating. I wanted to talk about a few things in relation to just this beef in general, but also stuff that I have started putting together. Drake has been calling himself the certified lover boy for a while, but I'm a former sex worker, and I don't know if you guys all know this, but lover boy is a type of pimp.
Well, Lena was telling us that there were essentially two kinds of pimps. There were the guerrilla pimps, which are the ones that are forceful, violent, probably what most people think of. And then there were the Romeo pimps.
Yes. And me personally, my own personal opinion, I think the Romeo pimps are way more dangerous. The guerrilla pimps, once you get beat up so many times, you're like, okay, I'm done. There's really no emotional attachment, even though there is that Stockholm syndrome where people start to care about their captors, where Romeo pimps, these girls are in love.
It's like an emotional abuse as well, in addition to physical.
Yes. And it's hard for them to get away because the guy can just say something sweet to them and they're like, you know what? I love him. I'm going back.
A Romeo pimp is someone who presents as a boyfriend or a lover or a friend who just presents himself as someone who cares about you, cares about what's happened to you, cares enough to listen to you only to use it against you. He would give me gifts, like I said, and he would take me out and he would listen to everything I had to say. I mean, I thought I had made it. I thought I had arrived. I had a man who cared about me, who listened to me.
Special, and then all of a sudden you realize you have a debt to them and you have to pay it off with your body. And that's what Drake has been calling himself. And everybody's laughing and enjoying it, but no, he's saying he's a lover boy pimp. Yeah, it's disgusting to me. It's really gross. Another thing is I wanted to talk about, it's like, these aren't just allegations, fam. Like, you have to register as a sex offender so people know where they live next to you and like if their families are safe and shit. And what's stressing me out the most about that situation is that with the red dots all in Drake's house in Toronto, that red means sexual offense against a minor. And I actually sat and counted all the dots on them because when I saw the picture, I was like, that's more than 10. That's crazy. There's actually 13 people in Drake's entourage and house, maybe including him too, that had to register as a sex offender against a crime against a minor. How do you know that many fucking rapists? You willingly know that many rapists, unless you are one, unless you co-sign that shit. Like, let's be so for real. It's beyond rap at this point. It's beyond rap at this point. The more I think about it, the more I realize it would make sense that he is actually a Zionist. You know, Zionists are incredibly anti-Black. Okay, what do you think? He keeps saying lines about George Zimmerman and fucking runaway slaves and shit like that, but he still wants to actively be a part of Black culture. That is insane to me. But then again, these people want to wear Black people like in Get Out. They want to wear our skin. Okay.
Hey, at what point does this Drake Kendrick Lamar beef get old? Like, at what point does it get too corny?
It's actually funny that you say that, man, because people like you are the reason why this beef exists in the first place. When I say people like you, I don't mean because you're white. When I say people like you, I mean people who aren't actually fans of hip hop, people who aren't actually fans of rap. A lot of you are being exposed in this beef. And I think Kendrick is beefing with you guys more than he is with Drake. He's using Drake to expose you. A true fan of hip hop is excited right now. A true fan of hip hop, they can't get enough of it. You know, me and my friends, we're talking about it at work. It just doesn't make sense for anybody who actually likes anything in life. How can you get enough of football if you're a football fan? How can you get enough of basketball if you like basketball? How can you get enough of this if you actually like rap? So just keep that in mind. When you hear people talking like this, or you hear people say certain things in regards to this beef, if you notice their criterias for judging the beef, or like what they're formulating their opinion based off of, a lot of times it don't have nothing to do with hip hop. A lot of times it don't have nothing to do with rap. Don't let these people fool you, bro. A lot of these motherfuckers ain't even rap fans, man. These people ain't even fans of the genre, and we letting them dictate what's going on. Most of these people are the Drake fans too. Are Drake fans really rap fans? That's what I want to know.
And by those people, I mean all non-Black people who participate in Black culture for clout and coolness. Black people invented cool in the actual literal sense of the word. Coolness has always existed, but cool being used as a colloquial term about like your aura, your aesthetic, your essence, that started in the 1920s and the 1930s in America with jazz musicians. And ever since then, people who are non-Black have been using Black culture to give themselves an edge. Since in whiteness, white supremacy and being white is seen as being pure, and like, and that pureness means like you have a lack of context or lack of culture or understanding, people automatically will jump to Blackness to give themselves personality. The first thing a non-Black person does when they don't know themselves fully is imitate a Black person.
About because this is my real hair. Oh, okay. This is not, I just snatched this up earlier. I wouldn't go as far as plain James. Now she is a bitch.
Aquafina, Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, hell, people I went to high school with, partners I've dated. And it's always really insane actually, because I've talked about this a little bit on my page. I'm from the projects in Bed-Stuy, but I grew up middle school and high school in the suburbs. So even me, even though I'm from a working class hood background, I'm not hood. I would never claim to be hood. I'm not going around acting like I'm a gangbanger or anything like that. Like, that's just not who I am at all. And I'm still from Bed-Stuy. I'm a punk rocker who still is from Bed-Stuy, but I'm not the stereotypical person from Bed-Stuy, and I never will be. And that's not me. I never pretended to be, and I never will pretend to be that type of person, because it's just not who I am. What's the point? And I actually was talking about that earlier this week with somebody. It's like, even when I lived in Tompkins projects, I was going to the library after school. I wasn't in the streets. I was not doing none of that shit. I am who I am. I'm from where I'm at, and that's okay. But him,
I can't believe Drake did this. That was crossing the line. That's the line for me. I can't support Drake anymore. And I get that. But my question is, why was your line so far? Your line was, there was many things. There was many lines he had crossed long ago, long ago. But this is now the line. Like, and my question for this entire video, my question to you all, and the thing I want you guys to reflect on and just sit with this thought is like, why is it that when someone perpetuates colorism, it's like never a strong enough offense to like divest from somebody? And why, on top of that, why is it that when people perpetuate colorism, everyone wants to come to the defense to say that it wasn't interpreted like that, this person wasn't meaning it like that, they're innocent? What is it about colorism that we are so keen to believe people just made innocent mistakes? That's the question for the video.
and people like that, you guys equate Blackness with this very particular struggle. And I feel like that's why Drake fans in general are kind of spiraling. It's because that's their hero. That's the person who gave them permission to say the N-word. That's why I brought up hardcore kids too, because one thing about a hardcore kid, their favorite rapper is gonna be fucking Drake. Why? Because he gives them the permission to associate with Blackness in a way that's palpable for them. Same with hardcore, like I was saying before. I have so many stories, bro. Like, I had a story about when I lived in the projects, there was this guy from Knoxville, Tennessee, literally Knoxville, okay? He's from Bumblefuck compared to me, but it's, you know, a larger, more suburban city in Tennessee. And he found out I grew up in the projects and wanted to take a picture in front of my projects. And I was laughing, and I'm like, this isn't even like a big project. That was when I was living in Williamsburg projects, not even Tompkins. Like, he just thought any projects meant gutter or hood. But meanwhile, I lived in a building with mostly Hasidim. It was literally like 80% Hasidic Jewish. So like, what are you flexing when you doing the the fucking hard prison pose in front of my building for when nobody here is gangbanging. Right. Nobody.
Don't be hating.
It's mostly Jewish people and working class Black people in these projects. But it's because I lived in the thought of it, just the idea of being in New York City in front of a building was like enough to excite him to want to create a fucking photo shoot. And that's the energy that Kendrick ultimately was really talking about.
Whether you like him or not, Kendrick Lamar is doing what artists are supposed to do right now. He's reading and reflecting the times. And that's why I feel like this is not unrelated to the things going on in the watermelon country right now, or the wealth disparity, or the legislation being passed. Free yourself of the illusion that there's a separation between any of these things, because to me, that's where the actual danger lies. It results in energy and focus being pent up instead of being able to flow as connections are made between all of these seemingly disparate things. Before I continue, just one example of a lyric that reflects this from Kendrick, like in the Heart Part 4, he's like, the world is ending, I'm done pretending, and fuck you if you get offended. Literally just think about Drake's last project, which I guess would be honestly her loss, versus Kendrick Lamar's last project, which is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I made a video about how hip hop was one of the last large-scale countercultural movements, and how I feel that countercultural movements struggle to exist within the context of a social media landscape, because things that would be countercultures ultimately just become content categories and must adhere to all of the rules and limitations of the platforms that they exist on. You need to go back and watch my video on theoretical whiteness because it'll explain this concept more fully. But basically, anyone can be white. Whiteness is an idea, and hip hop got sucked up into the hungry ghost of pop culture. Read, a piece of blackness got sucked up into the hungry ghost of whiteness. Read, a piece of counterculture got sucked up into the mainstream. Drake is like the human embodiment of what hip hop became because of where it exists in the context of America, because it became pop culture. You think Drake just fell out of a coconut tree? Like, he comes down through a lineage that goes through Kanye West sound, through the jiggy rap era, this whole trajectory that rap took towards pop. The first branch on the tree that made Drake would be Rapper's Delight, the first rap song ever played on the radio. Kendrick Lamar represents a different branch. Obviously, they pull from most of the same resources and influences, but the way that they present those and repackage those influences puts them on those opposite branches. And so Kendrick Lamar, it represents trying to take hip hop back to more of a countercultural, ethnically related movement.
And that's the energy that Kendrick ultimately was really talking about y'all not being a part of the culture. That's it. That's it. Certain people who are Black and working pedophiles is just an internet opinion. So you can go out and continue supporting pedophiles, you dummy. Like, like, I don't understand why that's so crazy for you to put two and two together. Like,
you having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
He wants you to think that I'm the overreactor so he can keep getting away with what he's doing. Just like all predators and all horrible people. They want dumbasses like you to be the ones defending them. They want dumbasses like you to be like, oh yeah, like I'm a ride from him anyway. This is only on the internet. This beef is only on the internet. No, not for real niggas like me. I actually stand up for what I believe in. If I find out somebody's a pedophile, I'm never gonna listen to their music again if I can help it. If it plays when I'm in the room, I will say something.
Whack. It's gear. Whack. It's jewelry. Whack. His footsteps. Whack. The way that he talks. Whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile. Whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
You better check about me in real life. Like, you guys talking about like, oh, that's just the internet thing. Like, people don't actually stand behind their morals in person. Duh, some of us do. You're just, honestly, when you say that, you are being transparent about where your morality lies. For you, it's not enough.
Cut that bitch off. Next caller.
So just say that. Say, I'm gonna need more evidence because I like this pedophile. Just say that, but you can't because you know you sound fucking insane. So instead, you make it about me being over dramatic or us being overreacting. But this is bigger than rap, bro. This is bigger than rap. You don't think it's a part of the agenda to push people to start thinking these relationships are normal and fine? You don't think this is also like in tandem with people trying to get age of consent laws lowered? There's states right now in America right now who are trying to legalize being married to your first cousin and taking away parental permission for marriage. Like, and you think it's okay for me to keep bumping Drake because I like a song of his? Like, get for real. No, like, it's, you guys don't have, maybe it's because I'm autistic, but it's genuinely so easy to separate myself from someone as soon as I find out they did harm, including family, by the way. Like, if I find out you did something fucked up, okay, then that was your choice to mess up our relationship. I didn't do anything. You did. You did it when you did that fucked up thing.
Loaded up with your body.
And I want to talk about the allegations against Kendrick too, because while they are allegations and him and his wife have both denied them, I think in the same way as pedophilia allegations that's not a normal allegation that people throw around. People don't just throw around like, oh, you beat women. Like, nobody, like, that doesn't happen to normal people. Just like normal people don't get, oh, that guy likes little girls. Like, that's not a normal rumor. So if those allegations are true, then it would be the same thing for Kendrick. I would stop listening to him because I'm a survivor of domestic violence and sexual assault. So for me, it's not a matter of talent. My rapist was talented. My abuser was talented. My abuser was sponsored by a sports company. He was an amateur athlete, almost pro. So, like, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. If you're going to be fucked up, you should probably think about that before you want people to start keeping into consideration that you could have made a mistake or whatever. Like, I just miss when villains were really villains for real and they were okay with being a horrible person. Because why am I defending myself against you when you know you did some fucked up shit? This is not about me, it's about you. I find it just so bizarre that people participate in Black culture and think that they can consume it in a way like it's food. Like, I love all different types of music. I listen to Mexican music, I listen to Palestinian music, I listen to Japanese music. But do I consider myself an authority on any of those? Am I dressing like a Japanese person in my day to day? Like, you guys are fucking weird.
All right, to all my white homies, my white friends who are, on that cookout waiting list for when the cookout comes back, because I want to remind everyone, the cookout is closed. There are no cookout invitations. There have not been any cookout invitations for at least a decade now. But when it comes back up, there's people on the waiting list. For those of you on the waiting list, as you're recognizing that there's a cultural moment happening with Black people right now, before you open your mouth to say anything, I want you to remember this. Okay? Remember those sounds and think before you say anything. Because if you say the wrong thing, as per probationary cookout invite protocol, I will not be there to defend you.
I also want to say that it's fucked up to only start caring about abuse against women and the effects of children until like a beef comes up, you know what I mean? It's really telling the response that Hiss got versus Kendrick Lamar when they're talking about the same person. Hiss was not for Nicki Minaj. Drake told Nicki that it was for her, which is why she spiraled out and started talking shit about Meg's dead mother, which is insane. Talking about she's gonna dig up graves and stuff. She still hasn't recovered from that. And she did all that because of Drake. He called her and was like, "You heard she's talking about you, right?" Meanwhile, the Megan Law's bar was about him and OVO. I think we should give Meg the props that she deserves because she's the Helen of Troy in this moment.
Roydale and Alberstein's grandmother and my grandmother, okay, they were sisters. So that make me and Roydale and Alberstein, okay, that's going to be for a second.
She started this. But then, like I said,
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do whatever you want. You can have really relaxed.
Did you do it? Did you not do it? Is Kendrick lying? What's up? What's happening? You know, that's all I really want to know. That's it. Because he's been laying hard into this narrative that you are a diaper sniper. Kendrick is going with that.
The jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got my there. Oh, fuck.
I'm not surprised. I've been knowing that Drake could beat y'all. Saying, why are y'all putting Nay in the chat? I don't like that bar. I don't give a fuck if you like that.
I think the shock factor of a lot of these rappers when they first hear that is like they walk away to figure out how to respond. They come back and they're like, "This is the most entertaining way," and this is what he gonna say. Watch
the bar. I really don't. This is the world that you open yourself up to when you make a track as demented and as dark as Meet the Gram. I've been saying this for weeks that Drake is going to use whatever Kendrick has out there against him, whether it's his molestation story, the
I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respectful.
Like, if I'm feeding somebody like Kendrick all this information about a potential child, I would give him all the info in the world to make him look as dumb as humanly possible. I would give him a name. I would give him a low. I would give him a baby mama name. I would give him everything so he could fully lean into that. Because I know Kendrick's the type of artist that would do some shit like that. Why wouldn't I give him all of it? If this was really from the very beginning, I wouldn't just give him rumors of there being a potential child and she's 11. If I'm Drake and I'm not calculated and I've been waiting for this moment to happen, I'm going to make sure you fully look dumb. I'm going to make sure you all the way go into this narrative, all the way go into this lie so I can expose you. And I'm going to have a nigga who gave you the information on my track, most likely. I'm going to have him weaved into it some way. I'm not just going to casually mention that. Allegations out of the mix, out of his situation, right? Taking him, removing him from it automatically. The record still hits. There was much more said within that record that could pertain to Drake, and that is true when it comes to Meet the Grams, when it comes to Euphoria, when it comes to 616, when it comes to
let's see.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
Grammarly will. I haven't listened to the track yet. I've avoided it. I've saved it for this first reaction. With all of you. So The Heart Part 6. Now, before I listen to this track, I'm going to say I anticipated a Drake response at some point. And just from the title alone, genius fucking move. Genius fucking move on Drake's part. I can absolutely commend genius fucking move for him to title this track The Heart Part 6. Not only because, big Kendrick reference there, clearly. But there's been some talk amongst Kendrick's fans that maybe he's kind of like gearing up for an album for The Heart Part 6, and maybe he might make it about Drake. And now that Drake has kind of beat him to the punch a little bit in that way with this track title, he's kind of deprived him of that opportunity. He's sort of like he's cornered Kendrick, at least in one respect, with this track. And even if he wasn't eventually planning to do that, at some point when Kendrick does release another album and The Heart Part 6 to go along with it, it's going to be hard not to think of this for better or for worse, depending on how it pans out. What's most important about this track, and where I think Drake really fucked up with Family Matters, is that he didn't entirely focus on Kendrick. The Heart Part 6, Drake, let's hear it out.
All right. Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not far down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. It's when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with, it's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected.
If you only have a few $100 to invest right now, click this link right here because I want to show you a clever new way.
Affected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment, the shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you don't see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if he wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game. Like, you know, but just let me know when we get into the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor. Like,
where's the point ever?
Okay. Drizzy is locked in. Drizzy is locked the fuck in. I want to go over a lot of what he said, though. I don't think I can just do that. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna, usually I will stop these things while, you know, I'm kind of listening and react, but I kind of wanted to give that a once through. I'm actually going to stop this when things kind of like give me a pause.
Spiraling. I got your fucking lines. The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling.
Okay, I love how he kind of threw it back to Euphoria a little bit there, and you know, kind of like flipped that line on him with the, you know, the actor spiraling, so on and so forth. I thought it was a smart way to kind of kick the whole thing off, and it shows that at least on some level he's paying attention.
I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not far down. The ones that you get and get stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information.
All right, we got to pause here. This is a really important point in the song. Drake responding to multiple different things being thrown at him right now. You know, most importantly, this idea that like Kendrick knows people either directly or indirectly who are part of Drake's team, who have information. OVO's working for him. He's getting fed info. He's on the inside.
Sell like magic with Shopify's new AI tools. Banish.
Drake should be afraid of everybody around him and so on and so forth. And Drake is claiming, you know, again, He's general status. There's no such thing. Nobody's breaking. Everyone's standing up. And on top of that, we fed you false information that you put into your tracks. And he specifically later references the 11-year-old girl. Now, with that being said, this is something I've been seeing like a lot of Drake fans throw out onto the internet as of late, is like, oh, he lied to Kendrick, and Kendrick just put it in the song without any proof, and so on and so forth. And as of right now, there's nothing out there outside of what guys are just saying over beats to prove anything that's being said in either direction. However, I do have to kind of call bullshit on this. And I'm not saying that Drake has to be lying here. I'm not saying it's guaranteed Drake is lying, but if it was me, in fact, I think if it was any of you, I think any sensible person, especially with Drake kind of framing himself as like, yeah, we planned it for a week and you guys didn't even do the research. You just take anything that's said to you, so on and so forth. You don't have the foresight to this and that and the other thing. Like, did you not have the foresight to screen cap the DMs, record the phone calls? Like, that would have immediately been the first thing that I did after the release of Meet the Grams. Like, I wouldn't even put out a track
earlier.
I would have put up that fucking DM screenshot. I would have put up that email. I would have put up that phone call. Whatever way you are feeding this information to this man, I would have uploaded that to the internet immediately to show that he's an idiot. Why would you allow this narrative that you're a PDF file downloader to fester on the internet for like 3-4 days? Why wouldn't you nip that in the bud immediately? Like, you know, if this is actually the case as Drake is saying, if this is true, what Drake is saying is true here, he kind of ended up playing himself anyway, because he allowed Drake's a pedo to trend on the internet for 24, 48 fucking hours. You know, it's like there's going to be people who, unfortunately, you know, speaking from the standpoint of somebody who's experienced slander on the internet, you know, even when you come back immediately and try to correct it, and you do have the facts on your side and you do have the evidence, like, you know, even getting to that shit in 24 hours, trying to convince everybody who saw the thing that that they're now convinced of, it is difficult. You know, defending yourself in any way does make some people look at you skeptically, but if what he's saying is actually true, it would be so easy. It would be so easy to post whatever evidence he has.
So easy to prove
that he fed him information. And look, I understand that given some of the allegations that these guys are throwing back and forth, because they're pretty heavy, backing up some of the stuff that they're saying may be kind of difficult. I do think they should be doing their due diligence and actually have like something to the claims that they're making. But proving this would be easy. Proving this would be so easy. Like, wouldn't your Drake's initial response to all of this was to post a picture of himself in his Instagram story, being like, oh, no way, man. I don't have an 11-year-old kid. And then later you were talking to academics like, if anybody can prove I have an 11-year-old kid, I'll come work for you. Like, you've obviously been online. You've been responding. Why didn't you spend that time posting the means through which you were sending the false information? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I kind of feel like I'm doing Drizzy a PR favor here. Like, Drake, if you have that evidence, stop being a dummy and post it. Like, your reputation is on the line here, man. Like, you know, show it to the world so people could be like, whoa, you know, because look, maybe it could be true. Maybe Kendrick's a moron. Maybe Kendrick did go off of false information that he shouldn't have listened to or didn't verify. And if that's the case, that would be much more damning to Kendrick's image than anything you could say in 5 minutes. Just saying. So, all right, let's continue on.
A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient.
If you ever tried asking questions to ChatGPT for research, you would agree that you
Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication,
All right, now what's the joke though? He doesn't really explain it, and maybe it is. I'm obviously it's not in front of me right now, and I've looked over the image a little bit, and I saw Drake's name, but has anybody looked back at the photo and seen the joke that he's referring to as far as like the picture that he attached to Meet the Grams? Or not Meet the Grams, it was a 616 in LA. It kind of blew the it was Meet the Grams, sorry. Is someone not seeing the joke in the medication? Or is anyone seeing the joke in the medication? Expiration and nation segregation. Well, see, I know the shirt, but like he says the joke is in the medication. Is there like a funny word or something on the prescription label that like doesn't make sense? You know, like I know his name is on there. Some other letters are on there. There's a part on the prescription bottle that says "Ha ha, got you." Is there a part on the prescription bottle label that says "Teehee gotcha"? You know, because if there isn't, I'm kind of wondering like the other was sleeping medication. No, maybe Kendrick's music puts people to sleep. Maybe that's it. I don't know. People give you information or clowns. No, that's true as well. You know, it's like again, Drake's kind of switching sides here a little bit. You know, it's like he's saying simultaneously, nobody on my side is folding, everyone's standing up, and people fed you fake information, but simultaneously the people who told you stuff are clowns. Like, which is it? Were the people who told him stuff working for you, not working for you? Did you know they were going to betray you and then you told them fake stuff secondhand, and maybe that's why you don't have access to whatever means you had to get that to Kendrick because it went through another person who you no longer have contact with? If you did, that's a very bad plan. It's not a bit like telling a lie on yourself and then having no means of proving that you lied on yourself to have that information fed to somebody else is not a good plan, if that is in fact what is going on here. But I'm just kind of supposing at this point. All I know is that if Drake is talking about Kendrick doing his due diligence here. If Drake was doing his due diligence in this process of tricking him, he would have recorded the evidence that he tricked him. I've dealt with people who are weirdos and liars and gaslighters and total freaks, and I've been in situations. I'm in a one-party consent state. I've recorded the conversations and stuff like that because I want to know if somebody's lying to me, or if I need that for later or something like that, But Drake doesn't seem to have engaged in that. Like, where's the proof? Where's the info? Drake's children.
She following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale. You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. Dave leaving hard.
This is kind of another thing that Drake is kind of doubling down on from the last track that Kendrick's Dave Free, who I forget how he's connected to Kendrick and his work, but the allegations that Dave Free is actually the father of one of Kendrick's kids, which creative partner, manager. Okay, cool. Let me spin that back one more time now that you guys said that.
Mr. Morale, you haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild.
All right. So essentially, like on both sides now, we have deadbeat dad allegations going on, and really no means of proving it in either direction. I do find it kind of silly though that, and there was like a thing on Twitter about this with a community note. No, it was actually DJ Academics. It's funny. It's DJ Academics because of course it's DJ Academics because DJ Academics posts every stupid little fucking thing that Drake tells him to post on the internet, whether it's accurate or not. And I remember he posted some shit like Whitney doesn't even follow Kendrick and she follows Dave Free, blah, 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 blah. And then there was like a Twitter community note saying that she never followed Kendrick.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Watch this. Like, that's also like his artist account, and simultaneously on top of it, like he's also the father of her children. I would imagine that she probably has like really easy access to him at all times. I don't know if she needs to be following him on Instagram to get a hold of the guy. Yeah, does Kendrick even follow anybody on his social media account? You know, it's funny because it's like a high schooler's way of looking at it, you know, of the romantic connections of like grown adult people who act normal. You know, it's like, oh, she doesn't follow him. Oh, he unfollowed her. Oh, he added. Oh, did you hear? Kendrick's not on Whitney's close friends list. Like it's kind of a, you know, look, I'm not saying I know anything about the current state of Kendrick and Whitney's relationship. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know. But one metric I'm certainly never, ever, ever as an adult going to use is whether or not they're following each other on Instagram. I'm going to say that, you know, I'm going to say that. All right, let's continue on.
Leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over.
Now, you know, I feel like, and not to continue giving Drake advice here, maybe I should be on the ghostwriter team. I don't know. I feel like there was an opportunity here to write a bar where you talk about Kendrick misusing his influence, but a little bit of a T-Pab jab. I feel like that would have been smart. But instead he's just like, oh, you're misdirecting stuff. You're misdirecting, you know. It's like you can tell he's not really paying attention to the man's catalog. You know, if you actually know the man's work, there's a lot of references. There's a lot of stuff you could flip on the guy as a joke and to sort of like show that you're just as clever as him. But it's clear he's not paying super close attention. Let's continue on.
But today, and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me. I just made the whole connection.
Now hold on a second. Now this is like further proof of the point that I was just making. Like, if you think the whole point or the message or the story behind Mother I is just simply point A, point B, Kendrick got molested. I mean, number one, if that's actually what you think the track is about, just point blank, that's actually kind of gross that you would trivialize the guy's molestation. Number one. Number two, when you actually pay attention to the song, what the track is about is, okay. I'm thinking for a second because I'm treading on I'm on thin ice here. You guys are watching me doing a balancing act here because I don't want to get this wrong myself, not only because I'm trying to correct Drake here, but on top of it, the song is deeply steeped in generational Black trauma. But if my memory serves me correctly, it's Kendrick's mother who actually experienced, on at least a few points of the song in the past, and at a point where Kendrick describes a violation, physical abuse as well. And as a result of that, when Kendrick says to her as a kid, no, my cousin did not touch me, she doesn't believe him. And it's that allows, it's that story, it's that part of the narrative that allows Kendrick to launch into this larger diatribe. And stuff off of,
Hello, portable AC. Hello, Topo Chico. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer with added minerals for a crisp taste.
an analyzation of rape, generational trauma, and so on and so forth, and how the Black community at large has not healed from this. And Drake is really fucking I mean, he's showing a severe level of media illiteracy, which I'm not really surprised at, because this isn't about the level of like understanding that a lot of Drake's fans have of Kendrick's music. It's really funny because like when Euphoria dropped, there were untold numbers of Drake fans being like, "Oh, he was rapping for 6 minutes. He didn't even say anything." And it's like, no, he was actually saying a lot of stuff. If you were paying attention, he said a whole lot of things, saying a whole lot of things. And it's funny that Drake's fans will react to that and nothing will register. Like, oh, there's nothing here. And then they'll turn around and listen to Drake just rap about fighting with Whitney and Brittany and Bobby and Joey and Jason and Chasen and Joey Two-Tone, whoever the fuck the random people are that he names at any given time that he's having an argument with. And they're like, oh man, yeah, I remember when Jason did that. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, that's not what the song's about. So Kendrick does get traumatized in him on Instagram, when if you're really going to pull the man apart and try to understand him and get in his head, you've actually got to observe him.
But you just never known affection. I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested. But that's
okay, all right. Well, that's obviously, we can't let that fly, because like over the past 10 years, how many famous were incredibly famous? I mean, even going back to Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the most famous man in the world, who literally went through a trial. Like, was he not too famous to have gone through that trial to be accused of what he was accused of? Like, what are you even talking about? Like what just happened with Diddy? Like, how many accusations have we seen come to light, like from really famous people? You're too famous? There are more famous people who've been famous longer than you've been famous who've been accused of this. I mean, I do think that there is like at least a little bit of validity to the idea that somebody as big as Drake, and look, I mean, I've seen reports on Yahoo that an accuser got a settlement off of Drake for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I would like to think that if somebody as famous as Drake did something on that level, like it would come to light because he is so famous. I do think there is a valid argument there with that idea, but he put it in a really stupid fucking way.
Sell to millions of people online with Shopify's social media and marketplace integrations. You can sell your.
He put it in, actually, not Yahoo Answers. Are you on crack? Please, just Google it. People are even saying it in chat. Just look in chat. Anyway, he put it in a really stupid, illogical way. Like, there's no such thing as being too famous to have assaulted somebody, to have been accused of being a PDF.
And clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and how they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you don't see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be.
All right, I mean, before we get into what is probably the worst song on the worst bar. Sorry, I'm tired and I'm fried from 3 days of this. Before we get into probably the worst bar on the song, here's the thing. If in fact there is any validity to what Drake is saying here, that like, I don't know what, Kendrick and Whitney, they're not together anymore. Maybe him and Whitney are doing like a distance co-parenting thing, and Dave Freeze, a father of one of the kids, whatever. If that's the case, okay, if that's the case, I mean, people have kids and split up and get with other people all the time. That's normal. That's just things adults do. That's not being accused of being a PDF file downloader, like, it's dramatic. It's not great. It's not the type of way you want your life to go when you propose to someone, you have kids with someone, maybe you marry them down the road, whatever, but was lying to you. Are we sure Kendrick doesn't have a mole in Drake's camp ghostwriting for him and telling him, yeah, hey, listen, this is you're going to sound hard when you say this. Believe me, man, this bar, it's going to go. This bar's really going to go, man. How do we know Kendrick doesn't have 3 guys ghostwriting for him and just be like, yeah, man, say you're too famous. That'll convince everybody. I think the beat's pretty good. I like the beat. I actually think it's one of the better beats so far. And I like that it's consistent. I like that Drake didn't chop it up into 3 different things. He's focused. I'm not saying he's performing well, but he's on the ball. He's chasing after the car. He's going.
Let you throw with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog.
There's a video of you kissing a teenager, dude. Are you saying you wouldn't kiss a teenager twice? Like, there's a video of you kissing a teenager on stage, like earlier in your career. Like, did he not remember this? And you're like, oh man, oh no, you're 17, no way. Okay. Like, are you saying you didn't look at the teenager twice when you kissed her? Like, he just looked at her one time. Just one look, one kiss. That's the Drake rule. Oh my God. Anybody who's 17, he's like, okay, look, I can only look at you one time. So just make sure you don't leave my eyesight, okay? I just want to make sure that I'm looking at you because I'm only looking once. So
NFL fans, gear up for the upcoming season with our lowest price of the year. Save $215 when you bundle NFL.
A teenager, I'll look one time, but not more than that. I limit myself. I like to. I only speak facts. I'm only speaking facts. I'm a fact man. I'm a fact guy. Never mind the R. Kelly thing, but where we need to be backing this stuff up. I mean, especially toward the end here with Drake being like, oh, I only speak facts. I'm only speaking facts. I'm a fact man. I'm a fact guy. Never mind the R. Kelly thing, but okay, well, where's the corroboration? And look, this is I'm not just trying to be unfair to Drake here. I'm not putting this strictly on Drake to do. I have expectations that Kendrick back up some more of the things that he's saying in his tracks as well. And I have said this. I've been on the record saying this. I'm just saying this now in relation to Drake because we're here talking about a Drake track. And it's like, okay, if you know this for a fact that this happened and whatever else it came of that, like, let us know. Let us know. Okay. And again, I feel like we're at a point where we need to be backing some of this stuff up, especially the idea that like, yeah, I fed all you guys the information.
We're an editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and
show us. Just show us.
Drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if he wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game. Like, you know, but just let me know when we get into the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor. Like,
okay, you heard it. Everything he says is facts. One look, Drake. He gets one look.
One look.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, I'll say the focus was there. Drake had good focus on Kendrick. He was focusing on the guy that he needed to focus on. And he was focusing on the accusations that he needed to focus on. And the song was consistent. Beat was there. People in the chat are kind of going back and forth about the flow and the delivery. I mean, he sounded relatively awake to me. This was not sleepy Drake. You know, I'm not even looking at it necessarily from like, at this point where Drake's reputation is really on the line, I'm not really expecting him to drop a track to be like, yeah, you know how I'm going to get everyone back on my side? I'm going to out rap you. And then he's with the double entendres and the flows and so on and so forth. You know, no, Drake is focused on trying to like play a little defense here. Understandably. So I think the flow and delivery, the tone is fine. I think it's fitting for what Drake has to do here. But with that being said, despite the focus, despite the consistency, despite him attempting to be kind of locked in here, the execution's flimsy. The execution is flimsy. He's saying things that either make him sound stupid or he's saying stuff that is either kind of cringe, it's just bad writing, like the A minor B sharp shit. Which I mean, hold on a second. B sharp isn't even like, if you know anything about music theory, B sharp isn't a fucking thing. Like it goes B flat, B, C. So there's not even a B sharp. There's not even a B sharp. Like that's actually kind of like, bro inadvertently wrote a Simpsons joke. Like when Homer Simpson was in the barbershop quartet singing group, they called themselves the B Sharps, which, like, you know, was obviously a play on how stupid they were because there's no such thing as a B sharp. Like, so again, there's no B sharp. It's just C. There's a C sharp major scale. Sure. Anyway, he's putting out bars that make him sound silly, that make him sound dumb because it's just bad writing. Or he's saying stuff that just kind of makes you think like,
if you give me 90 seconds, I'll show you how a super basic trading indicator has not only revolutionized.
Like, well, wait a second. You could prove that. Show us. Give us the receipt. You fed him a story. Where? What's the story? And also calling Kendrick a hypocrite while simultaneously, we know you for a fact love to leak stuff, love to leak information to ACK, and love. Has Drake said anything else? Posted anything else? I know when he did Family Matters, he also posted that little thing on Instagram. Is there anything else? No extra context? No new dick video? No new photos of the abs? The last leg of it, while he does put a lot of the most damning content in that moment, musically, it's horrendous, a horrendous part of the track. The beat switch is terrible. His melodic flow is one of his weakest in a while. This is more consistent. This, I think, is more listenable. But Family Matters started sky high, in my opinion. Yeah, and push-ups was effective. You know, it was a really effective pushback. But I mean, in terms of just the back and forth between him and Kendrick, just simply, I thought Family Matters had a higher peak than this did. And less, frankly, less embarrassing moments too, because again, the B sharp line sucks, and you totally got the fucking guy's song concept wrong. You're not even paying. What are you doing?
All right, so he's just repeating the same shit I said earlier, but it's getting late. I'm gonna go ahead and log off, bro. I'm sleepy as fuck. This shit got me up late, but bro, y'all get the